If your school is producing inequity, it's not an accident. Your system was designed that way. Now, I know that might sound harsh because most leaders I know are working so hard and they care so deeply about their students. But if the system isn't designed to produce equity, it won't happen consistently. Hi, I'm Ashley, founder and CEO of Equidime, where we support school and system leaders to stop talking about equity and start designing instructional systems that guarantee it instead. And I created this series to help leaders just like you take clear, practical steps to improve outcomes for kids every single day. Let's get into it. I remember being in a school where everybody was working so hard. Teachers were staying late. Leaders were constantly in classrooms. We were rolling out new initiatives, trying new strategies, doing everything we thought we were supposed to do. However, when we looked at the data, student outcomes just were not changing. And honestly, that was confusing because it felt like we were doing everything right. But what I eventually realized is we weren't lacking effort, we were lacking alignment. We didn't have a system that was designed to produce the outcomes that we so desperately said we wanted. So at that point, I had to learn the difference between effort and system. Effort is how hard people are working, how much they care, how much time they're putting in. But a system is what actually happens every day, what gets reinforced, what gets repeated, and ultimately what gets results. And to be clear, effort and a system are not the same thing. So when I say system, I don't mean your intentions. I don't mean your values on the wall. I mean, how are you actually spending time in your building? What are leaders prioritizing in meetings? Is coaching happening and how? What does feedback look like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? What data is being used and how? All of that and more, that's your system. And here's the hard truth, y'all. Your system is designed perfectly to get the results that you're currently getting, even if you didn't design it intentionally. So when we talk about equity, we don't talk about it as just a belief. A lot of times we say things like, we value all students. We want all students to succeed. We believe in access and opportunity. But to be clear, equity is not about what you believe. Equity is about whether your system actually produces access, rigor, and opportunity consistently across classrooms, across teachers, regardless of the student group. If it doesn't, that's a design problem. If one teacher is getting strong coaching and another is just getting a check-in, that's an equity issue. If one team is adjusting instruction and another is just reviewing numbers casually, that's another equity issue. If you're a principal watching this, your school probably feels busy. It might even feel active. But if the student experience isn't consistent, that's not improvement. That's variation, and it's your system's fault. So the question you should be asking is not, are my people working hard enough? The real question is my system designed to produce the outcomes I say I want? If not, your work lives in redesign. What I've learned is that every school system is built on 4 things: your vision, your people, your structures, and your data. And if those 4 things are not aligned, the system will break and students will feel it first. So think about your own school. Where are students having different experiences depending on the classroom? And where might your system be producing that? Equity does not happen by your intentions. It happens by what you design. In the next videos, I'll break down vision, people, structures, and data, and how to strengthen each one. Let's keep going.